Hi, my name is Fumino. This is my first time taking a video blog and I am so nervous and I am not a freak talking kind of person. Well, I do talk a lot with my friends, but when there's camera in front of me or a bunch of people watching me, I totally get freaked out. So what I do in my video blog is that there will be some questions and I will be answering to them in English. So first I'm going to talk about my background and how I learned my English. And yeah, well, it was my dad's work that I had to move to US, and when I was 6 in first grade, my family had to move to Houston, Texas. Houston is famous for NASA. The space station is very warm, very hot in summer, and it hardly snows there. Yeah, so of course I was just 6. I didn't know English at all, but my parents just threw me into an American school where no Japanese and no one can understand Japanese. Yeah, and everything was very totally new. The food were different, people were different, and even the school classes looked totally different. And what surprised me most was that there was a nap time during class, and every kid gets to bring their sleeping bags from their house, and when the time comes, the kids just spread their sleeping bags on the floor and started sleeping. And that was unbelievable because it will never happen in Japanese schools. About my English, I don't remember having a hard time speaking English that time, because little kids, they don't need any conversations to make friends. So I remember that I started speaking broken English, like yes, no, thank you. But when the time I realized that I was speaking English. So I lived in Houston for 4 years, then I moved back to Japan, and then I went back to the States again when I was 15. This time I moved to New York. Yeah, when I say New York, people imagine like big city with lots of neon lights and yellow cows driving around the cities. But no, where I stayed was a village, and well, it was more like a small town, but it was called a village. And I went to high school there, but this time I had a very hard time catching up on English, because English for little kids and English for the teenagers were totally different. I didn't understand what my friends were talking and even what teachers were saying. So it took me like a half an year to understand and catch up my English skills. But after that, I had a wonderful time. My high school life was great. I got to drive my car from 16, and every day I drove to school, and then after I finished school, I picked up my friend and we went shopping, went to movies, or sometimes I drove to Connecticut to see my friends there. Yeah, most of the time I was driving my car. Also, I started cheerleading. It was just my curiosity, because the school I went in Japan, they didn't have any cheerleading for school club activities. So yeah, I started cheerleading, but I was so inspired that After I did 3 years of cheerleading in New York, I came back to Japan and I started doing cheerleading again in Japanese university. So it makes 7 years of cheerleading life. It was very long, yeah. Well, I had some questions, but sorry, I think I talked too much. So I'll keep that for next time, and this is it for today. Thank you for listening, and see you next time. Bye.